Hi, I'm Dustin Perry. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kingfisher Metals. Kingfisher is a newly listed mineral exploration company. We're listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, on the Venture Exchange under the symbol KFR. We're focused in British Columbia on high-grade styles of mineralization, and we're looking for gold and copper. Before I get into more detail here, I urge you to look at our disclaimer. I am an optimistic geologist, and I will make forward-looking statements. So what is Kingfisher? So we're a company that is driven by discovery. We have 3 100% owned projects in BC. We're focused on high-grade styles of mineralization. At Xtall, we've got a copper-dominated VMS project. And at Tiverton Goldrange, we're looking for orogenic gold. We're focused on projects that are highly prospective, have lower exploration maturity, and can create the biggest returns for our shareholders with discovery. To do this, we built a really strong team. So we've got our VP Xtall, Febo, somebody I've worked with and highly respect. But then we've also got a lot of other senior advisors, and combined we have over 150 years of exploration experience, primarily within British Columbia. Additionally, we have a strong cash position. Currently, we are sitting at $6 million in the bank, and we are currently completing a $4 million flow-through financing to fund exploration for this summer. With that $6 million in the bank, we have strong institutional backing and committed shareholders, and we really do believe we've structured this company to succeed. So a bit about our share structure. Currently, we're sitting at just shy of 70 million shares outstanding. Our market cap at 50 cents is around 35 million. As I touched on, $6 million in the bank. Warrant money is coming in out of the 34 million warrants outstanding. Approximately 10 million of those outstanding are 12.5 cents. Those have been coming in so far. They have a 30-cent accelerator. And then 24 million are at 50 cents with a 75-cent accelerator. Both of these are 2-year warrants. So warrants are coming in, and the bulk of our shares are under escrow as well. So as of today, there's around 12 million shares free trading, pretty tight structure. 50% of our outstanding shares are held by institutions and high net worth individuals. Some of the institutions who have backed us so far are Crescat Capital, Commodity Capital, and then EMX Royalty has taken an equity position without a royalty, which is a pretty rare instance for them and a good vote of confidence to our projects and technical team. Management owns 21% of the company, and close friends and family own 8%. So this company is well structured out the gates. The value proposition here, before we get into our projects, is that we have 3 100% owned projects. Goldrange, Xtall, Tiverton. These are all large district scale projects with potential for multiple discoveries on each one. We've got excellent exposure to high grade mineralization, gold and copper, 2 commodities that are in a bull market right now. We're looking in underexplored areas, and we really are the first mover in these areas. We're fully based in British Columbia, which is a mining-friendly jurisdiction and one that we know and understand very well. We're funded for this summer and for the next year because we're doing a flow-through financing right now, a $4 million raise that will fund our summer. We'll retain $6 million with low G&A. We can fund next year without additional financing if need be. But the real key things here are our team that is incredibly driven and technically oriented, and our near-term milestones. This summer, we're completing a 5,000-meter program at our Goldrange Project, which is fully permitted, funded, and has to be one of the most exciting drill projects I have ever seen. So a little bit about our team. I'm a professional geologist, born and raised in Vancouver. Dave Loretto as well. We formed this company in 2019. We brought together mainly my technical contacts and his capital markets contacts. There's more people than are listed here, but a few key people. Gail Febo, our VPX, is a geologist that I worked with for quite a few years through my consultancy and is one of the best younger geologists in BC, also incredibly driven. And then on our technical advisory team, we've got some really strong advisors who have, so for example, Greg Gilder and Jim Miller-Tate have over 70 years of combined experience. And then Zach and Francis are young people doing the same thing as what we are doing at Kennerland Minerals, have a lot of drive and motivation. So combined, we've really touched on all the bases for our team, and we've got a motivated team that's going to push these projects forward. So what are we looking for we're looking for orogenic gold in Western North America. Our Tibbert and Goldrange projects are host to significant deformation zones, similar to these other districts in Western North America. Good examples in BC would be Barkerville, which is currently being developed by Osisko Development. And then the Braylorn project, which sits along strike from us. Braylorn is being developed by Talisker. Talisker is doing a 100,000 meter drill program this year. They've recently had an investment to the tune of around 20 million US from New Gold. And earlier on, Osisko backed them with a royalty financing. So we're in the right area. We're looking for the right types of systems, and these systems can produce. Braylorn produced 4.2 million ounces at 17.7 grams per ton. These are staggering grades, similar to, say, Fosterville. Also similar to some exciting projects coming out of Eastern Canada, such as the Dixie project that Great Bear is looking at, and Newfound Gold's Queensway project. So we see a lot of potential at our Goldrange project. This is what we're focused on because we think we're going to make a discovery here in the near term. So this is where we sit relative to Braylorn. We're in southwestern British Columbia. The resource town of Williams Lake, you can see up in the center top here. Williams Lake is a bustling town. There's several open pit mines nearby. We're located a 3-hour drive to the west of it. And then there's actually active logging on the north end of our project now. We've got geologists on site right now, and it sounds like there's football fields upon football fields upon football fields of stacked timber ready to go to the mill. So it's quite active right now. We do use helicopters to access the project, but it's a pretty short flight. There has not been a significant amount of exploration, though. There's been no diamond drilling on the project, whereas at Braylorn, in that camp, there's been exploration for over 100 years. One big key thing that got us interested in Goldrange is it has a very similar structural setting to Braylorn. There's 2 spots on this fault network that have very similar structural settings, and Goldrange and Braylorn are the same. But also, it was actually more strongly anomalous in gold from a regional standpoint. So clearly, there's something driving it, and that is what we really do believe is gonna show up in the drill core this year. So Goldrange, this is what it looks like. On your left, you can see historic stream sediment samples, and on your right, you can see rock chips. So this has none of our 2020 data in it, but this is what clued us in and got us excited about Goldrange. On the left, you can see the stream sediment sampling anomalies. They haven't sampled everywhere on this map, but where they have, it's quite often highly anomalous. And some of these anomalies are incredible. So within the cloud drifter trend, up to 1.7 grams per ton in streams. These are grades you rarely hear about in your career. And there's many samples like this on the project. But then also the rocks back it up. Historic sampling up to 0.4 meters of 360 grams per ton. But then numerous showings defined by grades over 20 grams per ton. So we like this because we saw a grade distribution across the project area, lots of high grade, but then lots of blue sky potential. You can see that much of the project hasn't been worked, even with stream sediment sampling. And that is something we're going to do this summer. We're going to be spending around $1 million. We've hired 12 young geologists. We're going to be doing a major regional program testing every drainage on this property this summer. But what really got us excited at Goldrange is the cloud drifter trend, which you can see down here in the bottom of this map. This is what the cloud drifter trend looks like after the work we completed last summer. So we only had 2 3-week programs last summer with a crew of 4, and then Dave Loretta and myself joined as frequently as possible. We were able to do a lot of good work. There was a soil anomaly there that was discovered by Ross Beatty's first company, Equinox Resources, in 1987, 1988. After that, gold price declined, stayed down for a long time, and this project was acquired by a variety of prospectors who just paid cash and didn't actually go out there and do any work for quite a long time. So we were the first company in around 30 years to do any work here. And the first work we did was to map this area, confirm the soil grades with a much tighter grid. It was originally at 100-meter spacing. We went and infilled this at 25-meter spacing. So now over this 3-kilometer trend, there's 134 soil samples over 0.5 gram, 50 samples over 1 gram, and up to 22 grams per ton in soil. These are astounding grades. I've never seen anything like this in my career, but we did back it up with rock sampling. So there's 312 rock samples over this 3-kilometer trend, averaging 6.26 grams per ton. with a highlight of nearly 130 grams per ton. These are grab samples, but we actually confirm this as well with the drill bit. We use these backpack man portable drills that you're allowed to use early on in exploration prior to obtaining a permit. And we drilled 6.9 meters of 10.84 grams per ton gold. So this would be a good drill result from a large drill program at most projects in the world. We were able to do this with, I think we only had about 60 meters of backpack drilling combined. So it's quite an exciting target. And this is what it looks like. These are the soil numbers. We've put out detailed information on this in all of our news releases for full disclosure. This is a world-class anomaly. It does hold up. It compares quite well to a well-known deposit, coffee. So coffee, you can see on the right here. These are at-scale images. Coffee on the right, cloud drifter on the left. In that image on the right, you've got over 4 million ounces of gold, and that is the proposed pit, basically outlined by this soil anomaly. Newmont acquired coffee from Kaminak for around 520 million in 2016. We're seeing a lot of similarities to coffee, but we also think there might be potential for more systems like this on the project. We're just getting started, and but the initial signs are incredibly impressive. Another well-known discovery that was recently acquired from Newmont, or Newmont recently acquired GT Gold for their Xtall Project. This is not a orogenic gold system, but it was a discovery. Saddle South was a discovery made by drilling high-grade soils. They had some incredible grades in drilling, and you can see also a similar scale and similar tenor anomaly. So this has us really excited. We think there's a lot of potential to come out of this drill program, and we've got a really good handle on what's happening here. So this map shows this soil anomaly with the rock sampling over top of it, and you can just see that distribution of high-grade numbers. These are really good values, lots of values up to around half an ounce or higher, but this distribution is good across this area. And this is the main area where we're going to be drilling. You can see me on the bottom right there. We had to do a lot of this, a lot of trenching, a lot of digging holes, a lot of just grunt work. Our exploration methodology here last year was going back to high-grade soils or soils we took during the year and digging. There was nothing high-tech about that. It was just hard work and something that nobody had done here before. And we had a lot of success. Pretty much every hole we dug around a soil sample, say over half a gram, every hole we dug encountered mineralized outcrop. Some of these outcrops had grades such as right here, I'm holding a sample that is 9.1 grams. But then we also dug trenches, so 6 meters of 2.08 grams within a 9-meter interval of 1.5 grams. These are blind trenches. This really speaks to the potential of what's happening in these areas of limited exposure with high-grade soils throughout this anomaly. So the bulk of our 5,000 meters drilling will be testing this area, and we think we're going to have a lot of success. So to sum up Goldrange, the work we did last summer was mainly the soil sampling. There was over 1,000 samples taken. We did detailed rock sampling and this backpack drilling, as well as work on several other zones around the project. We also completed detailed mapping, our VPX scale Febo. She was out there 5 months pregnant doing all this high quality mapping, a true testament to how driven and motivated she is. We also completed airborne magnetics and LiDAR surveys over the cloud drifter trend and the bulk of the property. So we got a lot of groundwork done in a very short period of time on a tight budget, and we had excellent results. You can see on the bottom right, these are intrusive styles of mineralization that weren't even recognized in the area before, and we think we've got a lot of potential for outlining a good amount of this in drilling this summer. So what we're going to do is we've got a crew out there right now building our camp. An IP survey will start in June. Diamond drilling from 5,000 meters from up to 20 holes will start in July. We have a contractor lined up. Everything is sorted. That diamond drill program has the potential to be expanded substantially. Off 20 holes, we could drill well over 10,000 meters if we wanted to. So if results are looking good, we will definitely increase that program. So before I wrap up, I need to bring your attention to our second main project. Xtall was our listing project. Xtall is a great project. It's very similar to these other well-known Devonian-aged VMS projects or districts in Western North America. Arctic Ambler is a great example that Trilogy Metals and South 32 are working. The big difference between the Xtall project and these other ones are, one, it hasn't seen as much exploration, despite being explored by Falconbridge and Noranda in the 1980s. They had a joint venture there and did a lot of the groundwork getting drill targets ready without doing a lot of drilling. They drilled just shy of 4,000 meters on our claims. But the real big key ticket here is this: location, location, location. We're sitting at Tidewater. The north end of the project has a hydroelectric facility big enough to power any mine development. The south end of the project sits on the shipping lane to Asia that the LNG tankers will be taking from the Kitimat LNG plant. LNG Canada in Kitimat is the largest infrastructure project in Canada right now at $40 billion. And there are many different applications in place right now for other LNG projects in the area. So this is a booming part of BC. Good access to infrastructure, much more mild climate and by the ocean, so a longer working season than the Golden Triangle and all those other projects I listed in Alaska. But the big key at Xtall is the exploration potential. So what we've done so far is a lot of compilation work, but then we also flew a property-wide VTEM survey, the first property-wide geophysical survey ever flown there. Out of that survey, we came up with 40 targets. A lot of these targets coincide with geochemical anomalies or previously known showings. But the key point here is that there's a ton of blue sky potential on this project. We've only followed up on one of these. We did that in 2019. The one we followed up on resulted in this Gossan you can see here at the Shiner Zone. It was previously covered in snow. Global warming did us a favor. We found grades up to over 3% copper, 2 grams gold, 7% zinc, and 50 grams silver at this new zone. So a huge amount of blue sky potential here. What we're going to do this summer is de-risk these drill targets with gravity surveys and property-wide LiDAR. And we plan on drilling this in 2022. So that's Kingfisher. Feel free to book a meeting with me or get a hold of me, Dustin at kingfishermetals.com. Thank you.